Hello and welcome back to CanPetEat.com, where we help you determine which foods your pet can and cannot eat. In this video, we are going to answer the question, can dogs eat croissants? In this video, we will explain exactly what croissants are, why dogs can or cannot eat them, and more. We'll also share with you a few foods that are similar that they should absolutely stay away from. So, be sure to watch this entire video to learn if your dog can eat croissants. Be sure to like, subscribe, and pour the bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video. Also, click the first link in the description for a free guide to train your dog. Question of the day: what has your dog gotten into that scared the daylights out of you? Comment below and your comment may be pinned and featured in a future video. The breadth of every bread not only has a story, but it also has an origin where it comes from. We may appreciate only the shape of every bread or its taste. Next, we discussed bagels, a native to Eastern Europe, in Poland from our previous posts. And now, we're taking you to the beauty of French cuisine through the glorious presence of croissants, a famous French bread pronounced as croissant. This food gained interest not only in Europe but has invaded the American breakfast table as well. Undeniably, this bread breaks our stresses away. But can this apply to our dogs, too? This article is unique as we bring you to the glory of croissants, their nature, and family food. Here, we will help you identify the benefits and hazards that this food gets to your dogs, and ways to make it safe for feeding. What is a croissant? Croissant is a French bread that is traditionally crescent-shaped. It is made with flour, butter or margarine, yeast, salt, and water. Croissant dough can also be flavored with other ingredients such as cheese, chocolate, etc. History shows that croissant was first introduced in Vienna back in the 16th century during a Turkish invasion of Austria. During this period, Austria bakers created a crescent-shaped pastry that resembled the Turkish flag to symbolize their defeat. The development of croissants has brought landmark variety in various countries. For instance, in France, pain au chocolat is a chocolate-filled croissant. In America, you can find either a sweet or an appetizer dish with fillings such as cheese and vegetables. In the Philippines, there are different types of croissants depending on each bakery, from custard filling to those with a chocolate-based filling. Food family of croissant. Bread and pastries are where croissant belongs, a family food that is rich in carbohydrates. It is a staple food that gives energy for the body to perform various functions throughout the day, including physical activities and work. In making croissants and other bread, the main ingredient is flour, a carbohydrate. The presence of yeast and salt gives it both flavor and color, while butter or margarine offers a rich taste to the bread. Also, water is used to make the dough. Other ingredients can be added to a croissant, depending on each country's culture and preferences. For instance, chocolate powder or sugar could also add additional flavor, while the cheese adds saltiness. It may even have vegetables like carrots or broccoli as fillings, particularly in the Philippines. Nevertheless, eating this family food contributes to a healthy body. This is because a regular intake of carbohydrates provides energy for the normal function of organs, tissues, and muscles in the body. Does this mean that dogs can benefit from this food, too? Can dogs eat croissants? Definitely. Dogs can eat croissants without any hesitation. This type of bread is generally safe for dogs as long as the ingredients used are natural and organic. For example, humans eat croissants with a chocolate-based filling, while some prefer those filled with vegetables. Dogs can also have these types of food. Make sure to avoid foods that may cause allergies or complications. However, dogs can eat croissants only in moderation, just like any other food for dogs. It is essential to check the ingredients used when making this type of bread so you will not give your dog something that it should not have or may cause complications in its health condition, such as allergies, gastrointestinal issues, etc. With that being said, we created the best ways to feed your dogs with croissants. Best ways to feed your dogs with croissant. Bake using natural ingredients. If you're into baking and love to experiment with ingredients, you have many options. You can add natural and organic vegetables such as broccoli or carrots for a nutritional boost, while adding cheese gives it the saltiness that dogs love so much. After baking your bread, let it cool down before feeding it to your dog. Although some may find this process too time-consuming, this is the best way to ensure that your dog's health condition won't be affected. Freeze for future use. Another option you can consider when baking croissants is making an extra batch and freezing it after cooling down. This will save time in preparing its food, since all you need to do next would simply be thawing it with the microwave or by keeping it at room temperature. Pair with fruit shakes. For the best appetizer, it's best to pair croissants with fruit shakes. Here, you will be able to balance your dog's diet by combining it with vegetables and fruits such as apples or bananas. You can add natural ingredients like honey, eggs, and milk in the fruit shake to make it more nutritious for your dog's health condition, while increasing its appetite at the same time. Reasons why dogs can eat croissant. Feeding croissants also stand with practical standpoints besides the sweetness this food provides. So, here are bits of information that would make you confident in feeding your dogs with croissants. It's rich in protein. Protein is an essential nutrient for dogs. It helps them build and maintain the muscles, organs, and tissues necessary to healthy the body. Croissant has a high protein level, which is higher than most bread, due to its yeast content. So you can be sure your dog will get enough protein from eating this type of bread. It's easy to digest. This is one thing that makes croissants better than other types of food for dogs. Since it has high levels of proteins, carbs, and fats, your dog will have the energy they need after digesting them in their body. It also means that there will be less chance for gastrointestinal issues to happen. It's safe even if your dog has allergies or health conditions. Croissants may be filled with different ingredients, but all of them are natural and organic, making them easy for dogs to digest without any problems. This is also why you can feed croissants in moderation, just like what you do with other food for dogs. Possible concerns when eating croissant. Croissants may also deliver your dogs to possible health hazards. So while you feed this food in the long run, you also have to consider the following potential concerns arising along. It's not suitable for diabetic dogs. Dogs with diabetes should avoid croissants because of their high sugar content. However, this is the exact reason why you have to limit your dog's intake, since this kind of bread can also cause weight gain and obesity, which are two health concerns that diabetics need to take seriously. It may affect their gastrointestinal issues. Croissants are also rich in fats. This means that your dogs will have to take some time before having the ability to digest it properly, which may affect their intestinal function for quite an extended period. If you see any changes in its bowel movement or stool, then stop feeding your dog croissant immediately and consult a veterinarian instead. It may distress their allergies. Croissants may also affect a dog's allergies. For example, if your dogs have problems with yeast or nuts, you should avoid giving them croissants as they contain these ingredients. It will worsen their allergy symptoms, so better stop the intake right away to prevent further damage to their health condition. Signs your dog is sick from eating a croissant. The stark difference speaks something worse when your dog's energy and emotions decline after eating croissants. Perhaps, sickness may be caused by overfeeding or an internal reaction to your dog's health. When you spot the signs below, you have to bring your dog to the vet immediately. Drooling excessively. Excessive salivation can be caused by food poisoning and other digestive problems such as nausea and vomiting. It's also possible that your dog has something caught between its teeth or gum, hence, you need to check it out. Drastic weight loss. If your dog loses appetite and you see that they are not eating the same food for days, it may suffer from internal stomach problems. You can observe this when their poop starts to smell bad or if your dogs appear in discomfort after pooping. The most common problem is diarrhea, which makes them lose fluids due to frequent bowel movements. Sudden vomiting with blood spots. Vomiting with red or brownish color can be terrifying, especially if it has blood in them. This usually happens when your dog's stomach is irritated by food poisoning and other digestive problems such as nausea and diarrhea. You may also notice the presence of bile, a yellowish fluid that is ejected from the liver and aids in digestion. What to do if your dog is sick from eating croissants? Being alarmed and panicked won't help the situation. But instead, you have to remain calm and collected to assess the situation. If you feel that your dog is sick from eating a croissant, don't waste time immediately bringing your dog to a veterinarian. Your veterinarian will assess and run tests first before prescribing the proper medication and treatment plan. This is to prevent further complications that may arise from croissant poisoning. Additionally, your veterinarian will also provide a regular diet, which follows a healthy and nutritious food plan to prevent the recurrence of such health problems. Avoid similar foods from this family. Cheese sticks. Cheese sticks contain high fat content, which may cause your dog to become obese. It also has high moisture levels, leading to dental problems like gingivitis and periodontal disease, while the sodium it contains is linked with heart diseases in dogs. Breadcrumbs. It's okay if you give breadcrumbs occasionally because this kind of dog food doesn't contain too much goodness. But if you give it croissants, this can be a problem because the carbs and sodium levels of these foods may cause obesity and heart diseases in dogs. Egg roll. Egg roll is another food you need to avoid due to its high calorie content, leading your dog to be obese. It also contains eggs and breadcrumbs that may cause allergies in dogs. Allergies are exhausting for them because it leads to their itchiness, and the worst thing is they would scratch themselves until there's blood. How to make croissants safe to eat. Ensuring minimal hazards when you feed this food to your dog, it's best to identify things to avoid and follow. As a dog owner, you will be held accountable and responsible for whatever outcomes your dog experiences. We are with you on the safe side. That's why we created efficient ways to make croissants safe to eat. Cook it thoroughly. Understand the ingredients and preparation process of croissants. We can help your dog avoid food poisoning or other digestive problems such as diarrhea if you do this. Cut off its fats and yeast contents first to ensure that they won't react with your dog's allergies. Don't forget to ask a professional or an experienced cook to do this for you. Give it in small servings. It's best not to give croissants all at once but instead gradually reduce the food intake. You can follow a schedule or checklist that allows you to monitor your dog's weight and appetite. If they are obese, then cut down their portions gradually to get used to small servings. This way, you can identify the possible changes that may happen in your dog's weight and appetite. Avoid misconceptions or early assumptions. It's best not to jump to conclusions or make assumptions. First, observe the situation and collect information about your dog's health status before you come up with a decision. It may be beneficial for you to consult other people who have experience with croissant poisoning in dogs, such as your veterinarian, dog sitter, or family friends. Hopefully, we've helped you decide if the food was safe to eat. If we did, be sure to check out a free guide to turn your good doggy into a great doggo. Also, comment below if you'd like us to help you determine if your pet can eat other types of foods. Disclaimer: Can Pet Eat does not intend to provide veterinary advice. We go to great lengths to help users better understand their dogs. However, the information provided is not a substitute for veterinary guidance. Please be advised we are not veterinarians. Always consult your veterinarian.